Well, Charlie Curnow, has he been wrapped in cotton wool? He seemed to only spend about 10, 15 minutes there this morning.
Yeah, he has. I think he has. He's come in, doesn't want to train, and no, I'm just joking. No, his training standards have been amazing. I think he's up in Wednesday's a bit of a lighter day for a few boys, but Monday and Friday, he's been going pretty hard on the track, and he's definitely lifted the training standards already. And I've been absolutely blown away with how hard he trains, to be honest. And it's helping lift a few of the other boys around him. You know, Logan and Joel and Doss. So the impact he's made in such a short time has been really pleasing.
A blockbuster to open the season, but probably a grudge match on several levels, given who's gone where.
Yeah, definitely. It was always going to happen, wasn't it? Once a trade period turned out the way it did. Obviously, to play against Will and Ollie first up will be interesting, and any game that you get to play against Carlton at night, a big club, big night game, and let alone to open the season is one you'll pencil into the diary. So looking forward to it. In 3 months, is it 3 months?
80
odd days or something. So not that we're counting, but it's going to be awesome, and it'll be good to see those boys as well.
Already thinking about how to rib into them.
Yeah, a little bit. I've been talking to them a little bit. I was texting Will last night and spoke to Ollie a little bit last week. So we'll be digging into the files for a few funny stories, no doubt.
I know you said that Charlie's really raised the standard up in attack. What's it like having a new target up there?
Yeah, I mean he's just come in and he's telling us what he wants, which is something pretty new, like where he wants the ball to go and how he wants us to play and deliver the ball inside 50 to him. And I guess similar to Lance, is he's just a massive presence, and obviously he's a pretty big unit. So seeing him come out at the square is pretty good. But as I said, the work he's been able to do for the other boys as well has been great. And I think we're going to have hopefully a four-headed monster down there with the key forwards we've got. And I'm assuming most weeks that Charlie will have the Oppo's best defender on him, and so I think that'll do wonders for the other forwards too.
It's a pretty big compliment to say similar to Lance. Do you think Charlie, I guess the experience just was sort of the missing piece in that forward attack?
Yeah, maybe. I think he's won the Coleman a few times and several times been All-Australian, and I think he just knows as a player what his strengths are, and that's just going to be able to complement the other boys down there too. So I don't want to put too much pressure on Charlie. He's just got to come in and be himself, and that'll be more than enough for us.
What's he been like off the field? Obviously, he's a supreme competitor, but just he's in a new environment. I'm sure he's leaning on you guys a bit, the local Sydney boys, to show him the best spots as well.
Yeah, definitely. He's absolutely bought in. He's been great value off the field, and contributing a lot in our meetings. He is obviously a little bit older than obviously the draftees that have just come in and whatnot. So he's a lot more sure of himself as a person, and he's contributing a lot in our meetings and our cultural stuff too. And he spoke about one of the reasons he wanted to come here was because of the Bloods culture, and he's already contributed to that massively.
Errol, in terms of how you deliver the ball as a mid, are you going to have to adapt a bit more? You were saying obviously he's very specific where he wants the ball. He's giving you those really clear comms. Does that affect you as a mid, the way you approach the game, because you're like, this guy wants it in a certain spot?
No, to be honest, it probably makes our role a little bit easier. It's as I said, it is obviously quite early. It's December, like we're doing kind of drills where it's 5-on-4 and stuff. So it would be no doubt different once the real stuff rolls around and there's a bit more intensity and whatnot. But it definitely helps having him come to us and give us a clearer picture of what he wants, and it's up to us now to get the ball down to him.
It's not just on-field change as well. What's it like having another premiership coach and Simon Goodwin?
Oh, Goody's been amazing. I've had some really, really great discussions with him, and he's come in and he just wants to help us get better as a team and help a lot of us boys improve. And had a coffee with him last week, which was really pleasing, just to kind of pick his brain and learn from him. And obviously the coaching side of things, he's won a premiership as a player as well. I think 5-time All-Australian and won 2 premierships with Adelaide. So he's got a wealth of knowledge, and it's just amazing to have him around.
What do you think you can really lift from last year specifically yourself? Obviously really frustrating with the injury. What are the kind of things you're really honing in on personally for this year, looking ahead?
Yeah, I mean, to not miss half the season would be really nice. But just get back to consistency and playing my role for the team. I just want to work on being the best teammate I can be and helping steer boys around. I think it's an area I can improve on is using the way I see the game to help my teammates, and at times letting other boys shine and have their moment. That's something I really want to work on, and yeah, just play my role for the team, wherever that be on the field or whatever time of the game it is. I just want to be a good teammate and play my role and get back to being consistent.
Do you ever see yourself as in the future looking into playing a bigger leadership role? We know that even at a young age you are one of the leaders in this club. Is that something that you're building towards in the future, that maybe years ahead you would look, captaincy might be something that you might want to do?
Yeah, definitely. Something I'm working on consciously, and I look up to Millsy, I look up to Ramps and boys like this around the club, and they're great examples for me of what I want to strive to be like when I'm a little bit older. So it's a challenging thing being a leader. It's extremely hard, and you've got to always be setting the right example and know the right time to say the right things. So it's something I'm definitely working on and got a lot of scope to improve.
In terms of the boys you've gone, like, one of the great things about this football club is the tight-knit nature. You're saying you're texting the boys. It's professional sport. This is the way it goes. But how have you, from a personal perspective, moved on in terms of Will, Ollie, guys you would have shared a changing room, to just moving on? That's professional sport. How have you found that?
Yeah, I think it's pretty simple. Nothing's going to change off the field in terms of still two of my good mates, and I can't wait to see them, and I'm hopefully going to see them before we play them over the break or whatnot. And I wish them absolutely nothing but the best. But ultimately, when the ball was bounced on in that first game on Thursday night at the SCG, they're playing for Carlton. So it'll be on.
One, how's the ankle? And two, I know you touched on it before, but do you feel like, looking back at last season, and I know you've got game time at the back end, but do you feel like you're making up for some lost time?
Ankle's feeling good. It's feeling really good. I obviously had a bit of a longer break than we would have liked, not playing finals. It's healed pretty well. So back to pretty much full fitness now, which is good. Sorry, what was the second part of the question?
Do you feel like, from a personal point of view, that you're making up for lost time last season?
No, I think it was a disappointing year for the club as a whole not to be playing finals, and I think that's the ultimate drive is for me as a player. I want to be playing in finals and be part of a successful team. So don't know about making up for lost time. I learned a lot from this season and the last season, and there's definitely some things I've tinkered with and changed around in the way I prepare and how I look after my body. But yeah, ultimately I just want to be here for the team, and as a team we want to be playing in finals, and so that's what's driving us this year.
I should put a rider on it because you do have a deal, but is that thing organising your life now a lot better?
Yeah, it's been great. I've been wearing the Whoop for 3 years now, and it's a bit of a sick obsession on my phone every morning, checking my sleep scores and recovery, and it's a great tool as an athlete. Managing my week and what I do on my day off and things like that, and using the insights I get from logging the daily journal as to what kind of aids my sleep, what helps me recover as best as I can, and then using that in correlation with some of the things around the club here with the S&C staff, monitoring GPS loads and things like that, and then obviously diet and all those other things as well. It's it's a super tool and love using it.
How's Millsy? I know it's off season, it's probably annoyed for another setback.
Yeah. No, he's been great. The thing about Millsy I admire so much is you wouldn't be able to tell whether he's just done a hammy or whether he's on top of the world. He's just got such a level head, and as I said, he's one of the most amazing leaders you could ever think of. If anyone were to spend a day or a week around this club, they'd have I guess he'd be the one leader that they would say is leading this club, and he's been amazing, and the input he has in meetings and just around the club with standards, he drives those standards better than anyone else, and it's a little setback, but no doubt he'll attack it as he does, and he'll come back out there and make us a better team.
What about Logan as well? How's he tracking? He's been back on the field. How's it going?
Yeah, he's been flying. It's I think there hasn't been much spoken about him, but I'm pretty happy for it to keep it that way, because I think he'll be a bit of a secret weapon for us this year. People will kind of forget, obviously, with him not playing any footy last year, how much of a weapon he is for us. And as obviously having Charlie here, it's going to help him out too. He'll learn from him, but he's looking really good on the track, and he works super hard at his craft. He's really dedicated and amazing footy brain. So I'm really bullish on what he's going to do next season.
It was interesting as well, you were saying that Charlie, are you noticing like he's taking the younger forwards aside and just really working on their craft? Is that something he's taking on himself, or is that something the younger forwards are really looking to him for info on?
I'd say it's a mixture of both, but obviously the way the best train as well, that just lifts the level around them, and he goes out there and he doesn't leave anything on the track, and the way he attacks the conditioning blocks for a big man, his aerobic running is insane, but then when they're doing one-on-ones and forward craft, kind of sitting back and watching the intent in which he does that, it certainly lifts the boys around, much the same as it does when Isaac's in training with the mids, and his body work and craft, it makes us other boys switch on and want to be like him.
I was just wondering, obviously being back a month, just what were you able to get up to on the off season? Did you get any major soccer trips? I know your beloved Liverpool, difficult times. Did you get any time off just to do?
Yeah, I had a really good time off. I went over to Europe for a bit and watched Liverpool play 2 games and saw 2 wins. So pretty lucky this year considering the run they've been on. But yeah, went over and watched a lot of football around Europe, and then went to South America with my girlfriend, which was lovely too, and was over there at the same time as Will and Ollie, so spent some time over there with them, which was a bit different. We didn't get to any football over there, unfortunately, but yeah, super trip. And but I guess one thing I realised is how much I love being here, and I was certainly happy when pre-season rolled around again to get stuck into all the work and just being back with the boys here. It's an amazing place to come in every day.
Just one final question from me. In terms of Charlie as a competitor, are you noticing anything in terms of the feedback like he gives you? Is he quite direct in terms of what his demands are as an elite forward, or is he a bit more actions, doing the talking? Like, how are you finding him? Will he take you aside and demand higher standards, or is he more leads by example?
That's a really good question. It's probably, I'd say, a mix of both. I think when you're out there training, it's got to be a bit more direct, and same as game day, you got to hit each other between the eyes because you don't have time to kind of sugarcoat it. But then I think the follow-up conversation is obviously super important to get clarity on it, and he's been great at that. And even in meetings, pulling boys in to watch vision with him, and so probably a mix of both, I'd say.
I remember speaking to Isaac, he was saying
just one or two more.
Do you guys want?
No, you're right, Johnny. You go.
Sorry, last question. It's an interesting thing. Like Isaac was saying when he came in originally, quite direct feedback, and then he was saying he's had to evolve with different generations. How you approach feedback. You can't necessarily spray someone. You've got to take them on a bit of a journey. How do you work that out as a young leader in terms of some of the guys coming in? How do you present that feedback? Are you quite direct, or do you just tailor it to each person?
I think you've definitely got to tailor it to each person, but also each situation is very different. I'm not going to, if we're out there in the middle of the field and it's a prelim final and something needs to get done, I'm not going to go and wrap my arms around someone and you need to hit them between the eyes. But, equally if we're in a meeting and it's a one-on-one thing, you can probably tailor it to be a little bit more personalised. So it's something we're doing a lot of work on, I think, as a group, and giving feedback, but also the way we receive it and take it on board is also, it's a huge part of it too. It's a two-way street. So it's something that's ever evolving, and I'm certainly not perfect in that aspect. I want to, try and become a lot better in that regard too. So it's something we're definitely working on as a team, and it's a really important part of high performance environments is being able to take feedback on board and give it, whether it be positive or negative.